So here's another interesting thrift store find. This is the Canon SureShot Z180u point and shoot 35mm film camera. And based on my research, this one came out back in 2004, which is an interesting year because this is the period in time where digital cameras were already overtaking the film camera industry. So I believe this is one of the very last few batches or models of semi-automatic point-and-shoot film cameras that came out back in the early 2000s. So I wanted to make this video just to show you some of the results that I got from this little point-and-shoot camera, film camera, and also show you a few, at least a closer look of the camera itself. And as you can see, I found it in its original packaging with its warranty information and a quite extensive instructions manual as well. So yeah, here it is, the Canon SureShot Z180u point-and-shoot film camera. And as you can see, this is the type of film camera that was designed for travelers or for photographers on the go, based on its small design, very portable design, and very easy to hold in your hands. This is something that's very easy to just throw into your camera bag or in your backpack when you're traveling or when you're on the go. I really like the design here in the front with the lens and the metallic or mirror-like design or feature here in the front. It's very sleek looking, and it comes with a 38 to 180 millimeter lens, and at the top you find the power button as well as the shutter. And in the back you'll see some additional features. This is the date time feature camera. So you have the option of adding the date and the time, or the date at least, and the pictures that you take. In the right top you'll find your zoom lever, and in the left side you'll find some additional features that you can use to add on to your photos. So it has some manual features as well as an automatic, fully automatic camera. And there's the door to put in your standard 35mm film, and on the right side you'll find your door to put in your regular CR2 battery. It just uses one here in the Z180u camera. You also get a nice wrist strap in the right side of the camera, and in the bottom you'll find your tripod socket to put it in a standard size tripod jack. And in the front you also find the other side of the viewfinder as well as your on-camera flash. Now let's take a closer look at the different options in the camera. So this, even though it's a fully automatic camera, you also find some additional options that you can use to take semi-manual features here in the back. So let's start off with with a very powerful zoom here with the zoom lever in the top right of the back. This camera lets you zoom in from 38mm all the way to 180mm, and as you can see, the lens pops out quite a bit, so make sure that you're aware of that very long lens that takes you all the way to 180mm. And if you're using it with 180 zoom, make sure that you use a tripod because it can shake quite a bit and give you some blurry images. Additional options here in the back, even though it's if it's an almost fully automatic camera, it gives you some additional options like in the top button right here you can choose between your self timer and also a remote option. And this camera did not come in with a remote, but you can also use it for taking pictures in between a specified time. The second button lets you select red eye and to take a picture with flash or not, which can come in pretty handy depending on your lighting situations. And also you can select between not taking in with flash and increasing or decreasing the exposure from automatic to plus 1.5 exposures and to negative 1.5. The bottom section is really handy. You can also select between your action shot or fast shutter speeds and night portrait, so you can take a picture at night in case you needed to expose the picture a little bit longer. It also gives you the option of portrait in case you are taking pictures close as well, or close-up options here, or the macro option. And this is an interesting feature, is the real-time release, which what it does, it minimizes the lag or the time between pressing the shutter button and opening the actual shutter, which is really handy in case you take pictures of pets or kids. So I was able to use the Z180u for a couple of weeks just recently, and I took it out for a sample shoot just using standard cheap film. And I wanted to show you some of the sample images that I got after I went to pick up some of the photos from my local shop. And the first thing that you'll notice is that it prints out the date in the bottom right section of the picture, which I really like because it adds that sense of nostalgia from those 90s type photographs from back in the day. I really like that the option of having the date printed in the photos. This one was shot using the full zoom, or the 180mm zoom, so you can definitely see a little bit of blurriness and a little bit additional grain in that photo. I also was able to take a couple of portraits of my dog and some additional landscape photos, which I was very impressed on how crisp the pictures were on this one, especially for a film photo. The details on this one are amazing, the contrast is really good, and the color was really good on this film as well. So I was very impressed with the Z180u overall. A fun little camera to just throw in your bag in case you're traveling, and in case you want to take some cool pictures of your friends or your family members and just have it as a nostalgia factor and have additional film photos taken. Let me know if you have any questions about this camera. Thank you for watching.